he told me a bit angry. Sorry, you can't do this. Yeah, but we're eating. Well, it's not my problem. You
Yes.
cannot. You don't wanna have telling people to like boycott us or don't come to our place anymore
Are they
because
like a
they were.
famous people or
He,
what?
he has quite a lot of followers, so they
Like
even threatened to burn down our place because they were so angry. Yeah, I
what?
remember.
Hello, welcome back to another Visionary Marketing with Satu Vision. And today with me, Camila. And of course, I'm not alone because today we have Kasasha. Welcome.
Hi.
Hello, Kasasha. How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much for coming and
Thank you
joining
for
with us.
having me.
But before we go further, can you tell us a little bit
Mhm.
about you, about what you're doing,
Mhm.
and then yeah, that's it.
Okay. Hi, I'm Sasha. I'm a mother of one teenager,
Ooh.
17 years old. This past 6 years, I've been running a small business, a
Mhm.
small restaurant named Cici Claypot.
Wow.
Easy to explain is Cici Cici selling claypot.
So that's where the name come from.
Yeah,
Oh,
so it's
okay,
easy to
okay.
remember.
Yeah. That's pretty easy. So, where is that the restaurant?
Now we have three restaurants in three different islands.
Oh,
The first one is in Bandung,
okay.
and then the second one is in Medan, and
Mhm.
the last one in Bali.
Not the last one, maybe.
Oh, okay. For now, it's the last one.
Maybe we won't like expand somewhere else, And then so what inspired you to start Chichi Claypot?
Okay. So actually, I am always a foodie at heart. I love to eat. I love to go anywhere to have traditional food and everything. Basically, I love food.
Okay.
And so about 15 years ago, it's a long time ago,
Yes.
a good friend of mine asked me what exactly. I was working 9 to 5 at a financial office that time,
Mm-hmm.
and he asked me what is actually you want to do it with your life. I was like, I remember I answered vaguely, I want to be able to go to work wearing shorts every day. Just as simple as that.
Okay.
But then, because of the love of the food, I remember there was this one time we went to go to Gili Trawangan.
Mm-hmm.
When we bike around the island, I found this little shop selling Chinese dumpling. It's interesting because in Gili Trawangan, it's always about Western food or seafood.
Oh my god, I think I
Yeah.
know where is that.
Ah, you know the
Yeah,
place?
yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
think 1 month ago I went to
Uh-huh,
Gili and
uh-huh.
I really love dumplings.
Ah.
And I also was surprised. There's a dumpling restaurant in Gili. Like
Exactly, right?
no way.
Yeah.
And it was so good.
So good, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember we were having dinner there. We were starving. But then this lady, the owner is a Chinese girl.
Oh,
She
okay.
was like making her dumpling slowly. But then we enjoy watching her passionately making the
Mhm.
Chinese dumpling. And I remember I said to myself, I want to do that something someday. I want to have like a small shop someday.
Mhm.
So I think that's what inspired me.
Oh, okay. So you just like watch directly a person doing it, and you think that that's gonna be me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to be like her.
Okay, that's quite inspirational because that's a good thing. It's like you are like manifesting about what you want to be.
I think so. I didn't
Yeah.
realize I was manifesting.
Yeah,
I
and
just I want to be like her.
And then that was true right
And
now.
she was wearing short.
That's specifically what you want.
Exactly.
All right. Now I know why. But before launching the business, like what did you imagine it would be like, or how is it different with what you imagine, and then like now you're really doing it?
One thing for sure, never imagined that it is going to be like what we have now. Like it's small restaurant in three different islands. I go back and forth to Bali and Medan and Bandung to do the business. I never imagined this.
Mhm.
What I imagine is my first place in Bandung is we only have like 6 small tables, so we can only accommodate like not more than 15 people at one time.
Mhm.
Well, Well, to be honest, I think that would be how the business would be now. But well,
Mm-hmm.
it's different.
Yes, yes, because now you have a three brains
Yeah,
already.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, okay. But before, like, did you have any like business background, or you
Mhm,
just
mhm.
like learn by doing, like now?
I think I learned by doing because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't study business
Mm-hmm.
academically,
Yes.
but being a half Chinese in Indonesia, so I'm very get used to like
Very
small
tough.
business.
Yes, yes,
Like
yes, yes.
before I have the Cici Klepot, I used to have this catering service,
Mm-hmm.
online
Mm-hmm.
catering service. Well, it's small business, but it learned. That's how I learned to do the business.
So you doing the online catering, is
Mhm.
it like together when you do like 9 to 5 jobs,
No,
or
I quit my
nine
nine
to
to five
five?
jobs, and then
You do the catering.
I did a catering.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
and
that's cool.
then I opened Cici Klepot, and then I realized, well the kitchen is not big enough. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
um powerful enough to do everything, so we quit the catering service and focus on Cici Klepot.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. But what's the most underrated part of running a restaurant business? Like, probably people or anybody like wouldn't see that,
Mm-hmm.
because they're not running a business.
This is going to be an interesting answer. So, one thing I didn't realize that we have to have like an ability, a very good respond to complaint
Hmm.
because we are prepared to receive a complaint about food, like
Yes.
if it's too spicy, if it's too salty, if it's not salty enough,
Mm-hmm,
stuff
mm-hmm.
like that. But the complaint came in a very different story.
Yes.
So let me tell you this. There's one time we received a message on
Mm-hmm.
direct message on Instagram.
Okay.
So this guy bought a takeaway
Mm-hmm,
our
mm-hmm.
food.
Yeah.
He bought takeaway, and then he told me a bit angry
Wow.
because he told us the his wife is angry and cried because it doesn't look like and it doesn't taste like what she had at the restaurant.
Okay. Okay.
Well, if you buy the takeaway version of our food, there is this cooking instructions on the
Yeah.
packaging,
Mm-hmm.
and it's easy as like you're cooking indomie.
Okay. Okay.
I thought that there will be no room for mistake
Yeah.
because it's so
Mm-hmm.
easy. You
It's
just
just
follow
easy.
the instruction, and it's
Yeah.
going to be, of course, it's going to be different because at the place you will be
Yeah.
having in the clay pot, but at
Yes.
your house you'll be having it with an ordinary bowl, right?
Yes. Yes.
I think that's the only difference. But of
Mm-hmm,
course, it's
mm-hmm.
going to taste the same because the one you bought to take home
Yeah.
is the same the one that we have selling at the restaurant.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But he insisted that the wife is crying and everything.
Mm.
I was like, okay, I hope you have a happy marriage.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
Yes. Yes.
And there
Yes.
was this one time in Bandung, this young couple came and their kid was sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like maybe he was 4 or 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He was sleeping, and then the parents put him on the dining table next to their table. So we were
What?
like, wow.
Yeah.
And then we approached them and tell them, I'm so sorry, but you cannot put your sleeping
Baby
kid.
on the
Yeah, it's not a baby. It's 4 years
yeah,
old or
yeah, like a
5 years old.
toddler. Yes.
Like even the legs are longer than than our table.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, you can't do this. Yeah, but we're eating. Well, it's not my problem. You
Yes.
cannot. You don't want to have lunch at the restaurant
Somebody, yes,
having
somebody sleep on it.
sleeping
No,
on
no,
the
no, no,
next
no. Yes.
table, right?
Yeah, yeah. True.
So they insisted, but we insisted too, and they became very angry.
Yes, because they think they are a customer.
Yeah. And they blame us for not having like a soft couch. Well, it's a warung. What do you expect? It's not a fancy
It's not.
restaurant.
Yeah, true, true,
Yeah.
true.
So after that, he posted some Instagram story
Mm-hmm.
uh, telling people to like boycott us or don't come to our place anymore
Are they
because
like a
they were
famous people?
Ye-
Or what?
actually when I checked the Instagram handle, he has quite a lot of followers. So
Oh my
luckily it didn't
god.
affect the business, yeah. But They even threatened to burn down our place because they were so angry. Yeah, I
What?
remember I went home that day and I didn't expect that doing F&B business would be like this.
Yeah, it is really a madness, like gonna burn down the whole restaurant just
Yeah,
because you put your toddler. Like,
exactly.
come on, we just serve food. Like, we not serve like somebody like
Yeah.
don't know a manner,
Yeah, now I
So
can laugh about this, but that time I was frustrated.
yes, yes, I could imagine when you got it like at first time, like. But once that you got used to it, you just like can handle a little bit like better.
I
Yeah, yeah.
hope so.
Like
Sometimes my eyes explode too.
so, Kak, what's your biggest challenge beside that customer
Mhm.
so far, like running your F&B business and how you handle it?
Well, the biggest challenge is always how to make a regular customer coming back.
Okay,
We
okay.
love new customers. We always love to see new faces at our restaurant. But to have the old customers, the one
Mm-hmm.
that have been visiting us since our first place, since our first year,
Yeah.
is always a treasure.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the biggest challenge is to how to make them still coming back to our place, because there are always new places in Bandung, in
Yes,
Bali, also in
yes,
Medan. There
yes.
are always new places, new food,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
beautiful places for, well, people to go.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's a big challenge for us.
But how you handle it then?
Innovation.
Okay, okay.
So we consistently keeping on making like new menu.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Sometimes we don't do much discount or promotion,
Mm-hmm.
but we keep on doing innovation,
Yeah,
new
yeah.
menu
Yeah.
or collaboration,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And also we try to connect with them personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they post on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
I usually, because I handle our Instagram account, I usually reply them and say something personal, like, "Hey, it's been a while since the last time you came,"
Mhm.
or "Hey, how's your kid?" and
Mhm.
everything, and saying
Mhm.
thanks, not with a template,
Yeah, yeah.
but it come from a heart. So I think
Yeah.
they will read it differently. They can feel our um, passionate answer, not just a
Yes.
template.
Yes, yes. But I think that for the things that you sell, like a clay pot, it's sort of like unique, like it's not like, for example, like bakery, and then especially right now, like dessert, like all the sweet food, like a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. And then maybe if I like this one brownies, for example, and then there's another brownies place, I think like it's gonna be more option for me. But I don't think about clay pot. It's just like sort of like a unique, and then we call it like a comfort food. So I think like people always like going back and thinking about where else to get the clay pot. It's only at your place, I
I
think.
hope so.
so so I think that could be like a main key, that the reason why your regular customer keep coming back.
Yeah.
And then that was, we talk about a regular customer, but how do you attract a new customer, especially like right now?
Okay. We are quite proud to say that we regularly making collaboration with a lot different restaurant, with a lot of different business.
Okay.
So like sometimes we like do a pop up in a coffee shop in Bandung, because usually coffee shop doesn't have many
yes,
foods.
yes, yes,
So we
yes.
provide like a breakfast menu, or we provide our food. So and then
yeah.
another time we invite someone to like cook in our kitchen and
Oh.
combine their menu with our menu, so we make a new menu.
Oh my
So
god.
yeah, we are hoping to have like a cross marketing.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, cross marketing. So they their customer will know about us, and our customer also will know about them. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god, that's sort of like a good innovation in F&B. And then because you mentioned that, I just realized like some of F&B also doing it, and I'm like, oh, there's a thing. Like, you know what I mean? I
It
thought
is.
that it's just like
It is.
one time and then that's it. But
Yeah,
now
yeah.
it's a thing. I
Yeah.
just find out. I have like a favorite dessert place in Jakarta, and then they make like a cake with the alcohol, which is not many places doing
Yeah.
it. And then somehow they do like a pop up in the coffee shop, as you said.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
like, oh, that's a thing. That's really cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's also freshen us up, because well, it's different atmosphere. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Last week, last Saturday,
Uh-huh.
we had this. We call this a Sanur breakfast cult. It's
Wow.
not a club; it's
Yeah.
cult. We
Wow.
have a Sanur breakfast cult at my friend's place in Sanur. So we cook like chicken porridge,
Mm-hmm.
Chinese style.
Mm-hmm.
Another friend of mine bring their traditional snacks, and as
Okay.
we have coffee and everything.
Is that open for public?
Yeah, 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 sure,
Oh,
sure.
what is it? Maybe you can mention and maybe
Sure.
like people
So
will
it's
come.
just Sunwood Breakfast Club Volume 1, and the Volume 2 is coming up next, but we don't know yet.
Okay, okay. So maybe you can like mention where we can get the information
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah,
the fall too.
yeah. Follow Instagram at Chichi Claypot. There's a
Uh,
lot of informations there.
okay, don't
Actually,
forget
we
to
are having
follow.
another collaboration this weekend in Bandung.
Wow, so everybody's in Bandung should go.
It should.
Yes. But as you say that you maintain and then do anything your social media by your
Uh,
own, what role does digital content like social media, Google review,
yeah.
like play in your business success?
Yeah, now is a very important stuff, yeah, in
It
the
is.
in business nowadays.
Yes.
That's why I put a lot of attention, and I put a lot of effort for social media and
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
also Google review. I replied every review
mm-hmm,
that we receive, whether it's a good one or it's a bad one. I
mm-hmm.
replied myself.
Oh, personal.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. How if it's like also on DM?
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
just do on your own.
yeah.
Like oh my god, that's so amazing.
I
And it's
love doing it, so it's like a
yes,
hobby.
yes, of course. When you're really patient at doing things,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
just
yeah.
like now feel like it's a tired
Yeah,
or
yeah,
pressure.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
got you. So as you say that your social media or digital is really important
Mhm,
right now,
mhm.
if someone like look at your online page, your social media of Chichi Claypot, do
Mhm.
you think it reflects the full experience at your place, at your restaurant?
Mhm. Yeah, I hope so,
Mm-hmm.
because personal branding is also put quite important
It is.
factor in the business.
Yes.
Also, this is one story. Before I started the business, I was like food blogger for maybe 10 years.
Wow.
Before Instagram era,
Yes.
we bloggers review food and restaurant on
Yeah.
our blog, right?
Oh, in
Yeah,
blog. Oh,
yeah.
yes. I sort of like miss that era, like a blogger era,
Yeah, yeah. So when I finally opened a F&B business, my fellow blogger friends is like, oh, she's finally opened her own restaurant, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
So
yeah.
she must be. It has to be good because I review quite a lot of restaurants that time.
Before, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes. So you think that is really like influence you like before just being a food blogger and then now you have your own restaurant. Is it like one thing like
Yeah,
an
yeah, yeah. I
influence?
think it goes in one line.
Mm-hmm.
And also at our place, I always hope people that come feel the warmth, feel the warmth of my food, of my
Mm-hmm.
service, of our service. Well, the food is definitely hot, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and sizzling hot.
Yes.
But I hope they can experience the warmth that I put in
Inside
the
food.
place, yeah,
Yes,
at the
yes,
place.
yes, yes, yes. But what's one lesson that you learned the hard way? I mean, like just the hard way in F&B businesses, beside the customer review or complaint.
Well, what I learned in the hard way is business is not always in good conditions.
Mm.
Yeah, when I started the business, it was a big boom. It was
Mm.
crazy. We only have like 6 tables
Mm-hmm.
for 15 people. People like standing in line for the
Mm-hmm.
food, and then after that we moved to a bigger place, and then after that we moved to another bigger place. But then
Mm-hmm.
oh, now the place is becoming too big because we didn't have well, business doesn't always isn't always in a good
Yeah.
condition.
Yes.
Yeah, it's up and down.
Yes.
So the lesson that I learned hard is you have to be prepared for the rainy season.
Okay.
You have to be prepared for the when the business is going low.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that's everybody business. Like even it's look good outside, but we don't know what
True,
happened
true, true,
inside.
true.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I think I have my favorite coffee place in Umalas,
Uh-huh,
and then it was really good coffee. But
uh-huh.
I really saw that business going down day
Mhm.
by day.
Yeah,
Even like
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
just a customer, I could feel it.
You
I
can
can
feel it,
see
yeah.
it. Yeah, and then at the end they close, and I'm really really sad
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
I don't know, like when I really be there in one business, like either my favorite restaurant, my favorite coffee, and then when they close, I'm really really sad,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
it
yeah.
just from the customer
Yeah.
view.
Yeah, you don't want them to be close, but you don't know
Yeah,
their
what's
what this.
behind
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. So how do you define a success for, especially for Chichi Claypot right
Mm-hmm.
now?
A success for us at Chichi Claypot is if we have this business sustained.
Mm,
Like when we started the business, so many like online reviewers saying, "Oh,
mm-hmm.
this is the viral
Claypot,
place in
yes,
Bandung,"
yes,
so people keep on coming. So many people coming, but it's not what we want, because what we want is to be sustained.
yes,
We want to be here in another 5 years, in
yes.
another 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
If you come to our place with your boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
maybe in 5 years you will come with your kids. Another
Yeah.
10 years, your kids will be teenager and ask
Oh yeah.
take your their friends to come,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
maybe in another 20 years you come with your grandkids.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what we call
Okay, okay.
success.
It sounds like a
Uh,
legacy.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, like this day, especially with social media,
Mm,
a lot of like of viral
mm, mm,
places,
mm,
and then they just boom 1 week, and
mm.
after that,
Gone.
nothing.
Mm.
So I really understand why you want that Chichi Claypot to
Mm,
be
mm,
like
mm,
sustained. I
mm.
think that's a better goals instead of you had a many customer and then a long line, but it's only a week or say like a
True,
month,
true,
and then after
true,
that people just forget what was
true.
it.
Yeah.
But again, what you sell right now, I think it's something like unique, and then we don't really get anywhere, you know what I mean?
Thank
Like
you.
so it's quite unique, and then it's comfort food. It was my comfort food when I was in
In Jakarta.
Jakarta, and then when I moved here, I'm like, oh, where do I can get it? And it sounds impossible at first. Like I thought, who's gonna sell it in Bali? But you have it, so that's interesting. So, what advice would you give to someone who wants to open a restaurant, especially uh, from home kitchen?
Mm,
Because you start your
yeah,
first
yeah, yeah. We did.
catering from
We did.
home,
Yeah.
and then the things that you make right now, it's more like really like your grandma or your mom making for you.
Yeah.
So, is there any advice for people?
Um, it's always with start small.
Mm-hmm.
Start small. Like use your own resource.
Mm-hmm.
Use your own money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it's the first business, maybe you don't try to like have a loan from a bank,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because if it fails or if it doesn't work, you don't want to have a
Yeah.
big debt on a
Yes.
bank. So just
True.
start small. I started with borrowing my mom's stove. I
Mm-hmm.
went to the restaurant, and then, "Mom, sorry, can I borrow your rice cooker? Then can I borrow your can I borrow our plates?" And it's like, because I want to use my source.
Yes, your
I
own
mean,
source.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
And then can I borrow your refrigerator? No, that one you have to buy yourself, because you also need one at home.
Yes.
So I really try to use everything we have at home. And it's quite difficult to do in Bali, because my house is in Bandung.
Oh,
In Bali, I don't have
true,
anyone.
true.
I don't
Oh
have
my
anyone
God.
to borrow
Yes,
like
yes,
plate
yes.
or glass or something. So in Bali, we bought everything new. Yeah,
Mm-hmm,
but we start really small, like a really small team,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
like not too many stuff in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
As the business getting bigger, we buy some more.
mm-hmm.
As the business getting bigger, we
Yeah, yeah. More investment.
recruit some more
Yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah. That's actually sort of like a real advice, because sometimes people may be like, "What's your advice to start a business?" Oh yeah, just be brave. It's sort of like okay, everybody we know it, but the things that you say, it's quite real, like just use your own source, which is true, and then start small also. Really interesting, because a lot of people, okay, I want to have a business, but they want like it big
Mm.
at 1 second.
Mm.
And then what I think, it's really hard to start a business just suddenly big,
True,
and
true,
then
true.
as you say, it might work, it might not, so if it's not working, you're gonna leave like a big debt behind. So I really like your advice. And I think,
Thank you.
and I hope that it could be like giving inspiration for people who want to start a small business.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
maybe I think everybody love food, so
Yeah. Because nowadays people selling food, you can make like a purchase order first.
yes.
Like what we did with the catering service is,
Mhm.
because we don't have so many like money to put in the business. So a week before we start the catering service, I offer it to my friends, so if we receive around like 20 portion per day,
Mhm.
well, I make only 30. So if it waste, I mean, if the other 10 boxes
Mhm.
didn't sold,
Yes.
well, we can
Just give it
just,
away.
yeah, or
Yeah.
consume as
Yes,
ourselves.
yes.
Or maybe if you like, let's say you're making a donut,
Mhm.
you open like pay offers,
Yes.
and then if so many people order like for 50
Yeah.
pieces, you make 60.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if it's the business is quite stable enough, you can open an on
Bigger,
offline.
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
There's a lot
Expanding.
of way to start a small business these days.
Yeah. And then especially with social media and
True,
digital,
true.
everything was really like spread really quick,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
information,
Yeah.
and then we can know where to go. It's just really easy.
Yeah.
And then anyway, thank you so much, Kasasha. It's really, really nice to have you with
My
us.
pleasure.
And then for everybody, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And then who do you think that we're gonna invite in the next podcast? And then oh yeah, if you want to try a chichi claypot, you can just follow the Instagram.
Yes,
And-
at Chichi Claypot.
Yes, and then you can see. And then if you're in Bandung, in Bali, in Medan, feel free to come directly to the restaurant, because it made my heart.
it is. You can feel our love in each pot.
Yes, I could see your passion in it. Okay, thank you so much for joining us, Kak Sasha. Dan sampai
Sampai
jumpa.
jumpa.